that's the sword, right? Sorry, there's a microphone like right here, so I have to move to see what's going on this page. Let me see. Yeah, that's a medieval sword surprises diver off Israel's shore. So how cool! It looks amazing. Here it is. It's all covered in shells. The athlete sword on the seabed, photographed by its discoverer, diver Shlomi Katzin. When it was, how old is it? Let me see, I won't be reading these articles, I'm just curious about how old. Okay, so this sword was almost certainly wielded by a European soldier from the Crusader period. It's like 1099 to 1299, who traveled to the Holy Land in a bid to wrest it from Muslim control. Crusader sword. Okay. Look at how beautiful this is. Atlet Fortress, also known as Pilgrim's Castle, was built by the Knights Templar in the early Oh, look at this. This Cantaros. It looks like George Michael to me. Friend and mentor, a loyal friend, tutor, and servant to Dionysus, Selenius, oh it's Selenius, Silenus, was nearly always present in the deity's entourage. His likeness appears on both sides of this Cantaros, dated 540 BC, and you can see it in the Louvre, Paris. Looks like, yeah. Party people. Cool. Looks like they had a good time. Very good time. There's someone head on a stick. They're riding some kind of wild big cat. Leopard, it says. Nice. What do I have here? All the world's a stage, located at the foot of the Acropolis in Athens. The theater of Dionysus was first erected between the 6th and 5th centuries BC. After subsequent renovations, it was enlarged to seat as many as 17,000 spectators. That's crazy, 17,000. Oh, and then there's a little something about the delirium of the bouquet. Yep. This is the death of the mythical king. Pentheus of Thebes is depicted. Yeah, this is the fresco from the house of the Feti in Pompeii. So Euripides recounts how Pentheus was dismembered by a group of Maenads, including his own mother, Agave, while the women were in the throes of an ecstatic Dionysian frenzy. Don't drink too much. In the Temple of Bacchus, in this detail from an 1881 oil painting by Giovanni Muzzioli, Maenad dances in front of a slumped and drunken man. Nice. Divine Mother, the Greco-Roman mother of the gods, known as Cybele, from about the 5th century BC onward, welcomed and cured Dionysus of madness. Interesting. And another dramatic tribute right here. Pergamon, an ancient city in Asia Minor that is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, built a massive theater with a capacity for 10,000 spectators. The seating is set in the hillside and faces a temple dedicated to Dionysus, god of the theater. Sleeping Beauty. That's actually, wow, that's a Roman sarcophagus from the 3rd century AD. Depicts Dionysus discovering the sleeping mortal princess Ariadne. Where is she? Wow. The pair fell in love, married, and had children, including Oenopian, the personification of wine, Staphylos, associated with grapes, and Thoas. Interesting. But look at this beautiful work. Alrighty. Original was won by Lorenzo Ghiberti. His rival in the competition was Brunelleschi, future builder of the dome. This is like mind-blowing, guys. Just look at this. All the details, the design, the beauty of it. Alrighty. Soaring masterpieces. Throughout the ages, the engineering of one great dome has influenced that of the next. The Pantheon's lightweight honeycomb dome and the Hagia Sophia dome, which is supported on pendentives, have influenced the architecture of very different places and styles. It's gonna be interesting to read about it. What's going on here? Brunelleschi and the egg. The egg. Filippo Brunelleschi demonstrating his project's viability to the members of the Opera del Duomo. Oil painting by Giuseppe Vattori, 19th century, Palazzo Pitti, Florence. Can't wait to go there. I love this fancy socks that they had. Leggings, yoga what's